This is my VFC MP5 that I picked up at the D14 swap meet a year ago. And it ran great for a little while, but then it slowly just started dying. And I had the MP5, can't talk, it's late, I'm tired, weekend, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I had put in the VFC Kythera version 2 in this and ran it during the swap meet this year. And it ran all right, except the BBs weren't feeding correctly. And I was just having trouble getting the BBs to feed. So I took it out. It's out now. It's gone. It's not in there anymore. I picked up a replacement hop-up arm here, which worked fine. Problem with it was, it's whenever I close the bolt catch, it would catch on that arm. So it'd catch right there until I decided to push it down, and then it would close. But go ahead and replace this with this guy. And as you can see, I already have the Kythera in there. Now, where did I get this? I picked this up at the D14 container. It was just sitting in the back, all busted up. And, you know, picked it up. This is basically how it came, except this isn't the original barrel nut. The original one is this one right here, and I took that sucker off. There was no handguard. I forgot the name of this part. Anyway, this thing wasn't working. It was working, but you know, the dust cover was all busted up, so I'm going to replace that later on. Not a huge deal, but I'd like to cover that up so we don't get any dirt and debris in there. Save me time from cleaning. Anyway, so I've slapped in the Kythera, and yes, I already put this thing together, but for the sake of having more content and showing you guys the build on this and having more YouTube content, I'll go ahead and put this together for you. Like, this isn't the barrel that came with it. This was from my old VFC Avalon that ran great. I ended up gifting it to my buddy Matt from Black Wolf Airsoft, Black Wolf Videos. Substitutes. I should, you know, remember these names or read off a script. I'm just going off the top of my head here, so good luck. So yeah, I took the, I'm going to replace this barrel eventually. I have the hop-up setup is basically I have a Promi Purple, which I have flat hopped. So, you know, I took the spine off, took the little nubbin off, and this came with a little flat hop nub on there. So that's how I have it set up for now, like I said. Anyway, let's get to putting this together. So, for the stock, I have this Battle Ink minimalist stock, which I absolutely love. I have the Airsoft version on my MP5, on my MCX, which you've seen. It's nice and purple. It's beautiful. I love that thing, and I love this stock. It's small, compact. Let's put this guy on here. Okay, so the battery died, but anyway, let's go back to putting this guy on. So there's this little, how to put this on is there's this little nub in here, which has you switch positions, pull that down a little more, pair of pliers, we're good. So that's on there. Got a few positions here, but I've already tested this out, like I said, so we're gonna have this all the way out. So, got that. Next, let's stick the barrel on, the handguard on here, which is a Ranger Armory 12-inch mod 1, version 1. I don't know, I can't remember the name, but I got it from Airsoft GI. All these parts here I'm going to put links to down below. I've already lined this up, and it came with these shims to perfectly line it up straight. So it came with these little metal shims in there. Just slap that in there. I think I have 3 of them in there, so everything's lined up. Like I said, I've already tested. But first, let's get this on here for now without tightening it down. One thing that I did want to do was have the fur fans in here, but unfortunately the fur fans is just a little too thick to fit in there, so it's not going to be recessed. So I do have this old mock suppressor that I'm going to throw on there, so I've already tested it out. But it's, as you can see, the outer barrel is really short, so it sits like right there with some of it sticking out, and I don't want that. So I went to Amazon, picked up these barrel extensions. Pop this guy open. I'm trying to cut some of this out so you guys don't watch me struggle. But I think this will work. Oh yeah, that'll work perfectly. So that'll sit right about there. This will sit just outside of that, which is perfect. So the suppressor will look kind of integrated. So let's get this on here. Take this off. Take you aside. Let's get some blue Loctite. Do have some red in there, but I don't need it right now. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Don't need that much. Get that. Get some negative threads. Ooh. Let's get that on there. All that'll spread out. On there nice and tight. There we go. Next, we'll put the handguard on. Line that up. There we go. And I have the screws right here. Some other accessories. Let's go ahead and slap these on. Sorry, some blue Loctite on there, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So, and it comes with a little star tool in here. It's not an Allen key, so it's a star. But if you have a hammer drill and put the setting down to 1, you'll be fine. I do have a star bit here. So let's slowly tighten these down. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now I didn't pound down on these things, so let's bump it up to 6. And just a little bit. Whoops, too much on that one. There we go. There we go. And that's on there. Now, let me sit down here. Don't need you anymore. So how am I going to accessorize this? So first, let's get the suppressor on here. I'm not going to put any blue Loctite on here. I'm not too overly concerned about that. But there we go. So I'm going to need put the M-lock attachment here. M-lock rail for Picatinny. Don't lose that. That is the nut for you. Set that in there. And we're going to get some blue Loctite on here, because I don't plan on taking these off anytime soon. That's it in there now. So it's in there, it's nice and flush. Let's tighten it down. I need to crank it like crazy, but there we go. That's perfect. Next, front sight. Slide her on. It's pretty snug, which is good. Try to get that lined up to where you can drop the nut, the screw, the bolt. There we go. That's one. Got the nut. I'm not going to Loctite that down. There's enough give in there to make sure it stays on. And let's screw that guy down. Nice and tight, not too tight. There we go. Down. Next one, rear sight. So let's take this out. Okay. One. Came out, no big deal. There we go. I want this right about there. So it's kind of lined up with the back end. Try to get it nice and clear. Yep. There we go. That's it. Fine. Once that lines up. Yep, I think the front rail might be a little bit lower, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. So what I wanted to do with this as well was put this red dot on. Again, I picked this up at the swap meet last year along with the MP5. But the problem here is it looks cool like that. I like how low profile it is, but the problem is the rear sight is sitting just right below the top of it, top of the glass right at the very top, so it's too low. So along with the barrel extension, went back to Amazon and picked up this 1/2-inch riser. It's super slim UTG. It's fairly cheap. Let's get this sucker open. Allen keys because I don't have enough. Just kidding, I have like 50 Allen keys of different sizes. All collecting them from God knows how many projects. You do you. So let's loosen that. Nice and loose. There we go. I do want it right here. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and tighten this guy down. Hopefully this is the right height. Be nice to have both sets because sometimes I do forget to bring the batteries for this, which isn't the typical C2032 batteries. It's the smaller ones, which I can't remember. So let's tighten this down right about there. And let's put the red dot on. Ah, perfect. So let's get that. Wrench. Work it down, not too much. And there we go. Let's see how that lines up. Oh yeah, it's right down the middle. This is perfect. So VFC front and rear sight. Whatever this brand is, I can't remember. I did look it up, but this red dot plus a 1/2-inch riser works perfectly with the VFC iron sights. Next up is this angled foregrip. Now, I've had this for 3 years, and I've had it on the Avalon. I've had it on a couple other rifles, but if you've seen most of my rifles, I do have a vertical grip on here, which I'm going to eventually switch it off to. I'm just going to try it out with this angled foregrip because I bought it. I might as well try and use it, right? So let's get this guy on here. And Kitty in the background. I already have some blue Loctite on there. Take that down. This one's just about there. Make sure it's solid. There we go. That's it. All right. Oh, I'm struggling tonight. Been a long day. You know, it's a weekend and I'm off. I've just been busy cleaning, getting ready. So there we go. FYI, this is an Apex M4 body they had lying around. Big brand right there. I'm going to cover that up somehow. So hopefully I get to test it out next weekend and see how this goes. And my HPA setup here, I might as well talk about that too. Add some more time to this thing. I have a IGL from Airsoft, the Kythera. I've got this from Airsoft GI. I try to get everything from there, but you know, since Amped has all these cool heavy braided lines, I got it from there. Let me go get my other stuff and I can show that off too. All right, this is a Ninja 68 tank. I think it's a 68. It's a big one. Alrighty, and the amped regulator, which this was the biggest reason why I went with the Kythera. It was just a straight drop, and it's straight up mechanical. There's no other things I gotta wire up or screw down, and I'm lazy. I don't care if it's semi-only. It's perfectly fine. I try to run 90% semi-only, except for the times where I had the drum mag for my MCX. So let's test this guy out. Anyway, so I have this set down to, I believe, about 100 psi. All right, now let's plug this in. There we go. Still have air. All right. Chamber check. No BBs. Let's go ahead and plug it here. There we go. It's a little ringing at the end here. But yeah, I really love the Kythera in this. It was so easy to put in. Like the title says, I'm a newbie at teching, so the fact that I was able to put that in there just shows how simple it is to set up. The toughest part will be lining the nozzle with the barrel. Like I said, like imagine this is the top of the barrel. Basically the nozzle is like sitting like right there. This is really weird. But yeah, it's a little bit high, and if you're facing the barrel, it's a little bit high and a tiny bit to the right. But so, another big braided line from Amped Airsoft, Airsoft GI. All right, so hopefully I get some footage of it next week, and I should have a gameplay video up tomorrow. All right, peace. Call your hits. All right, guess I'm not done. Let's go ahead and do a quick comparison here. And normally this is on here, but I tend to take this guy off. There we go. And move it around to other guns because it's cool looking. I'll probably get another one. Let's put that on here. Got all the accessories on. As you can see, this is my SIG MCX. Love this thing, painted by my boy Superboy Soft. Little link to his channel here. I have a T-Rex Arms sling on here. I actually really love this sling. Picked it up during Christmas, so it's actually very, very nice. The original sling I had on here was a knockoff Blue Force Gear sling, which is fine. I like it. Yeah, I like it, but I'll probably pick another one of these up for the new BM4. So next thing I want to do is compare the weight. So in my little bitty scale here, hopefully you can see that. Let's turn it on. This, got pounds and ounces because America. Turn this way. 0. Let's weigh this. So without the mags, it's about 7 pounds, little tiny bit over 7 pounds. Now, the new Kythera M4, let's check the weight. Something I wanted to show you. Oh, stands without me touching. Awesome. So, 4 pounds. That's a huge weight difference. So yeah, this is stupid light. It's really light and it's really comfortable. I wish the handguard, the one thing I do wish was the handguard was a little bit thicker, once I could put the fur fans in there, but man, this thing is stupid light. Anyway, there you go. Have fun, guys. Now I'm leaving. Bye.